자, 오늘은 저희 채널에서 첫 번째 개설된 코너인 글로벌피플 내 길을 간다의 첫 번째 방송입니다. 오늘 특별히 모신 분은요, 셰프 경력 40년, 그리고 한국에서는 지금 17년 동안 활동하고 계시는 최고의 이탈리안 셰프 파올로데마리아 분을 모시고 오늘 이렇게 특별한 시간을 가져보도록 하겠습니다. 셰프가 되고자 하시는 분들, 그리고 동종업계에서 일하시는 분들한테 오늘 꼭 도움이 되는 시간이 됐으면 합니다. Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, and thank you for your time. And
It's my pleasure.
yeah, this is my
Thank you so
honor
much.
that I have an interview with you. You've been a chef 40 years, I inform. And can you tell me, like, how long have you been a chef?
So it's 40 years.
Yeah.
That means that you can imagine how old I am. Yeah, 40 years, is made by hard times and very good times too. I can say is a career, right? So, but one thing that I always try to not forget is that even if it's a 40 year I'm doing this job, I always have to have something to learn. So this is very important. This is my best and most important focus and my goal. Try to learn more and more. So this is very important for me.
And when you are young, what makes you want to be a chef?
Actually, it was everything started around when I was 12 years old, because at home at the time, my father was cooking.
Yeah.
Always my father was cooking at home, and he was an amateur. He was not a chef. So because he was a doctor, and then when he was at home, his hobby was cooking. So he was cooking for our family always. Of course, I was always attracted by him, that he was cooking special, very good food. So I just started natural, and then doing, like eggs. These are very simple things. And then step by step, when I was 14, I finished my college, my secondary school, and I had to go to college actually. And I decided to go to hotellery college that we have in Italy. And from 14 years old, I didn't stop cooking anymore, because during the time, like Christmas or summertime, I was going to work in the restaurants. And from that time, I started to work, and I started to be more and more into the cooking and field.
And then you were happy. You realized, this is my job. Then this is my future.
Yeah, because I realized mostly the engine that let you go very, very well is the satisfaction when you see the people that they try your food, they try your dishes, and they realize that you are good. So this is the best satisfaction, make you go over and over despite any kind of difficulties. That there are many, believe me, because be a chef, be a cook is not easy at all. It's very difficult and very hard job. So if you don't have the passion, you have no chance. You have to change your job. It's much better.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for me, cooking is not easy at all. And I don't have any patience. So, well, then now you're in Korea. So, how long have you been in Korea?
Now since 2004 I arrived to Korea. So this year is 17 years.
Wow. What makes you come to Korea?
Actually, by chance, because I had this kind of thing always happened by chance. I used to work around the world when I was young, because I was working in the passenger ships. I used to work in France, and then mostly in Italy. But also in Italy, most of the time I was moving on around Italy working. So I had very different experience. And especially in Italy, the Italian cuisine, as we know, in Italy is very regional.
Yeah.
So everywhere you move, cuisine is completely different. So you have lots to learn and lots to achieve from every part you go.
Yeah.
So yes, after I was settled down in Italy, having my restaurant in my hometown Torino, and by chance things were not going well as I wanted. I was boring. At the time, I really thought many times to change even my job. I was not happy. So I realized I needed something different.
Yeah.
So by chance, I had this offer by a company from Korea to go and try their new restaurant, very luxury restaurant in Seoul. From January 2004, I came here with my contract, and then they renew this contract for total for 5 years. So I used to work for this company for 5 years.
Wow.
And so it was a pretty good, very good experience for me.
And you must be, you must love this country. That's why you can stay
Yes.
5 years. First time.
Mostly I stayed because in the meantime I get married with my wife. And of course, so that was the first thing. Probably if I was not getting married, I should leave this country. So indeed, after 5 years, I decided to move on and do some business by myself, of course, with my wife. And we try to develop a very, very particular and original cut that in Korea, I believe we are the only one we are doing what we are doing here in Korea. At least I can say I have motivations, because there is something always to go over and discover. So it's good.
So as a Korean, I saw a lot of Italian restaurants everywhere. Even like you can call anywhere and you can order Italian pizza, Italian pasta. So what do you think all the Italian restaurants in Korea? What do you think?
I think that most of them are not really Italian. They're compromising a lot. But I don't have to say this is a typical, I don't want to say it's just a Korean way, Korean method, because everywhere in the world, especially in USA, most of the Italian restaurants, most of them, they are not original. Original means that you go to a restaurant and you are eating, you have to eat as you are in Italy. Okay. So this is not in Korea, but even in other countries. Most of Italian restaurants around the world, they always compromise below the, how can I say, below the request
by the local people.
By the local people.
Yeah.
They try to, for me, this thing is like losing your identity. So it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Because if you lose your identity after that, you cannot cook anymore as original Italian.
Yeah.
So that's why for me it was my first strong point that I should never change. That's why I can tell you, in my restaurant, it's like you go inside a restaurant in Italy. You have no compromises.
Okay. And well, for me, I don't know much about original Italian food. Can you describe more, what it is Italian food? Is it seafood or pasta or pizza?
I tell you, the Italian cuisine is very, very, very huge. It's huge. It's a real culture because and it's very local.
Yeah.
So that means that we have in Italy 20 regions. Even in the region, so already we have 20 different kinds of cuisine.
Yeah.
Because everywhere
20
you go,
different kinds of cuisine.
Every region has their own typical dishes that only there you can eat.
I see. It's very similar as Korea. Korea
Yeah.
is like Busan,
Yeah.
Jeonju,
Yes.
Seoul. I see.
So, and then even in the region, there are some areas where they have their own typical dishes. So this is very, very particular.
Okay.
When
And
you
then
have this,
what's your cuisine? Is it what do you call an area name or?
actually, I try, and it's not easy, even if I have my experience. I try to do Italian cuisine. Italian cuisine global, not globalized.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
globalized,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is different.
Uh-huh.
Global Italian cuisine, that is Mediterranean, because if you go to, for example, Liguria or all the seaside area,
Yeah.
In Italy?
Yeah.
you eat mainly you eat seafood. So mainly is the seafood. But if you go to the, for example, my area in the Alps, on the mountains,
Oh, you're from
There-
that area.
yes, over there is no sea.
That's right. Yeah.
So mainly you don't have seafood.
Okay.
I mean, now with the globalization, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
you can
yeah.
have everything. Yeah? But
No.
the originality you still exist.
Mhm.
So if you go in a certain area, there are places where you can eat very typical food that only there you can eat. So near the mountains, you will eat mainly butter and this kind of like polenta.
Yeah.
That is corn flour.
Oh, yeah.
All these kind of food that are different, completely different than seafood in the seaside. Even the seasoning are changing. When you go to the seaside, normally you season everything with the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. But if you go to
Mountain
north
area,
in the
yeah.
mountain area, you're using butter mainly.
Oh,
You don't use
huge difference, right?
yes, huge difference.
Yeah. Interesting.
So of course I try to specialize many kinds of cooking. That's why I used to turn around Italy, even when I was, doing my experience in Italy. I used to work in many different places around Italy, and every time I realized that I learned many things that I could learn
Always
only
new.
in that place.
Only that place. Okay. And any particular region you really prefer? Not as a chef, as a just
As a
Italian.
I think the best region for me, that where you have incredible experience as a chef and as a person that eating,
Yeah.
is Sicilia. Sicilia is amazing.
Is it?
Yeah,
I
because
never
it's an
been there.
island,
Yeah.
and it's really an island magic, because it's in the middle of Mediterranean,
Yeah.
fantastic weather.
Yeah.
Climate is very stable all around the year.
Yeah.
So you have incredible food.
Oh.
The main ingredient
Yeah.
makes big difference.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. Always you have to remember the chef is important, but it's not the fundamental. The chef is just somebody in the middle
Okay.
between the person have to eat
Yeah.
and the ingredients that have to be developed.
Ingredients. Oh.
So for me, the most important thing as a chef is the knowledge of the ingredients.
So understanding of all ingredients and
Ingredients are the main actors, it's not the chef, for my philosophy.
So I saw a lot of Italian restaurants in Korea. Too many. Everywhere Italian restaurant. What do you think? Why we got that many Italian restaurants? Why is that?
There is a simple word for me, that there are many Italian restaurants because Italian food is good. That's it. There is no other things to say. And this is, I have to say, is worldwide, because I realized during my career that I used to travel around the world, and I realized that especially in these last 10 years, if you go in every hotel, I'm talking about maybe five stars hotel. Everywhere you go, Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, Tokyo, Seoul, there is always an Italian restaurant inside. They have Italian restaurant. Maybe they have Japanese, they have maybe the French one, gourmand. But the Italian, you can always find it. So for sure, I have to say, it's because the Italian cuisine, people like it. So it's based on natural food, not very processed food, so very fresh, and it's good. It's good because in Italy we are lucky. We are in an ecosystem where we have really good ingredients. That's the thing. That's the main secret.
Now I'd like to talk about IFSE. IFSE.
Yes.
Yeah. You found the IFSE Korea in Korea. So I wonder, what is IFSE first? Because I'm not professional. I'm not really have no patience to cook. So can you tell me about this school?
Yes. So it was my dream. I mean, when I arrived here 2004, I was a simple chef. I was a simple cook. I was cooking in the restaurants, hotel, and when I arrived to Korea, I realized that for me the most important thing, more than doing just be a chef and doing my job, was let understand to people what is the real Italian cuisine, with no compromise, no filters. And I realized that best way was culture, instruction, explain to people, education. So, and that's why in 2008 I published a book. I made my own book that was released in Korea, and actually was called Pasta e Basta. And with this book, actually for 2 years was a bestseller cookbook. We sold like more than 15,000 copies. So for a cookbook is a big thing.
Yeah.
So from that point, I realized, book give me the signal.
Okay.
I think I have to continue. And in the meantime, a very, very best friend of mine in Italy, he founded IFSE in Italy. Because IFSE exists in Italy. It's one of the best Italian school for foreigners, and not only for foreigners, in Italy. Okay. And this friend of mine, Raffaele Trovato, he was my mentor about school, about education. And he insisted for many years, you should open the school in Korea, and I will support you. You can use the name of the school. And we will create a synergy. So the project was really, really interesting and very, something that gives you the motivation. So very naturally we decided, okay, let's open the school, let's open the IFSE. We will call IFSE Korea because we are in Korea.
Yeah. So what was the year you opened an institution?
I think it was 2016.
2016. And then how many students so far graduate and learn?
Frankly speaking, I don't remember. We had many students.
We
had because we had already. Normally, I'm doing my cook master. That it normally is around a couple of months. Very intensive course.
Okay.
And we already did 12 masters. So 12 times, 12 of these courses. So we already have a good history. And our purpose is not only, of course, I'm teaching, I have my program, but our purpose also is for people who are interested, they can continue in Italy. So we created a system where they can learn here and then they can continue to go over for a step over mine. Normally, I'm doing a basic one.
Okay.
So if you are interested to grow and maybe you are thinking to be professional for the future, you want to be a professional chef, some people can go to Italy and can continue to study and then work in Italy also.
In Italy. So someone who really want to be the chef for Italian food, they can have certificate here, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
They can have a certificate from me.
Oh, okay.
And then if they want to continue, they wanna go over, they can go to Italy, and they can have also a certificate in Italy.
Wow.
So I realized that most of my students, after that they went to Italy.
Yeah.
They are all working as chefs in
Wow.
Korea, mostly.
That's
And
great.
they open their own places.
yeah.
And so one of my great pleasures is go meet my previous students when they open their own place. I always go there to meet them and see how they are. And for me, it makes me very proud.
Now I'd like to know more about this time, about this Corona time. In this day, due to the Corona pandemic, a lot of restaurants, not just only Italian restaurant, most of the restaurants are really having tough time, right? What about your Italian restaurant now?
Yeah, also our restaurant is having a tough time. It's normal because with the restriction, with all these kind of rules, of course, it's normal. And mostly, you have to change what it was before, because probably we will be never like before. So that's why now you have to think about to expand, maybe making some food for delivery and using some platforms. Frankly speaking, I'm not so crazy about this, because for me the pleasure to sit down in a table and having a dish warm, made at the moment by somebody that put the passion, effort, everything, and they send and they give to you on your table, and you enjoy at the moment, fresh, it will be never better. So delivery food will be never cannot be the same.
Cannot be the same, but at least
Yes.
people can experience.
Yeah, because we are in a time period where we have to compromise. We are compromising a lot.
So are you going to deliver food soon, or are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of course. I have to stay behind this kind of. Otherwise, you naturally, if you don't do, you can risk to disappear.
Yeah,
because.
that's correct. Yeah, and when you make this kind of delivery food, how do you make it? I mean, you make all 100% and then deliver the frozen, or is it like people has to cook? How do you make it? Because of your food is very.
I try to make.
Very nice, cuisine.
I try to make first all the food I do. I'm producing.
Okay.
I don't use any other companies making my food.
Yeah.
So I produce directly. I control directly. And I follow up all the rules, the European rules called HCCP, where I treat my food in a perfect way to be eatable, and you can conserve in a perfect way. So you don't have any problem of, for me, most important, I keep the standards. All my food I prepare for delivery is treated as when we are cooking for the customer and in our restaurants. So that's why I realized that the best way is the freezing method. So I cook everything and then I freeze. But the process is very important. The freezing process has to be very quick and have to go very, very down.
You are very detailed.
Yeah,
So
this is very, very important.
Oh,
Otherwise, virus continue to stay inside your freezer.
That's right. Yes, that's correct. That's right. I didn't even thought about it because I thought that it was just cook and just froze. But
No,
there is a way.
definitely not. I cannot just cook and put in the freezer. Impossible. Your food will be full of bacteria. They just sleep. But because under minus 25, all bacteria dead. You know, the most important, you have to put down, have to be under, that's why this kind of machine goes under minus 40. Actually, it's the same method they are using the fishermen in Japan when when they take the tuna. All the tuna have to be frozen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And they freeze it with this system. They put in these big
really
containers, and they quickly frozen at minus 40.
So they're fresh, like maintain.
So it
very
maintains
fresh.
perfectly. You can eat
I
fresh meat.
It's the same as, so you treat your cook and your food as like really fresh cuisine, and you can serve as a very fresh cuisine to customers.
Yes,
That's great.
this is no compromise. You cannot compromise on this.
Yeah. Well, this is a special situation, Corona situation. So that's why you have to at least compromise those kind of frozen and delivery food. But of course, I'm sure that you've been 40 years being a chef, and you must have really tough time, and like sometimes you don't want to do it anymore. So do you have any experience like that?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, we call, in Italian, we call crisi esistenziale, means existential crisis. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course. Sometimes you just you would like to change a job, just give up because you are tired, and but in the end, you know, when you are by yourself, you are cooking, you creating something, everything goes away.
Yeah, you know, there are so many people who want to be a chef, just like you, and also they open up restaurant for their business mind or business plan, but they give up because of tough situation, because of you know, a lot of reason. And can you tell them how they how to overcome those kind of, you know?
The secret is only one: is the passion. You need to really be passionate on what you are doing. If you are the passion and you have to be very determined, you don't give up. But of course, if you have any doubts and you start to think this is an hard job, or you know, this time I'm working a lot, I don't make money, and you start to think in this way, or maybe you think, I was thinking open a restaurant, make money straight away. You know, many people thinking that way, no? Because normally when you open the restaurant, restaurant is one of these kind of business where you can instantly make money. It's a cash at the moment. Every night you have your customer pay, so you got the money. So you think maybe you are working a lot, you can make a lot of money very quickly, but it's not like that. Because it's not only make money, you have to manage. And manage means also manage the costs, manage the expenses. That you have many. So you have to really be very aware about that. And then you have to deal. You are dealing with the people. And dealing with people is not easy. Because you have to deal with the customers, you have to deal with your staff. That is not really easy.
It's not easy. And I heard that you hire your staff from Italy. And what made you decide? Why did you decide to hire?
First, because I can speak my language, and then because they already have this my original philosophy. That of course is Italian, original Italian cuisine philosophy, and they can learn much better. That's the problem. That's the thing. And I realized I don't have only Italians. I also have Korean staff, of course.
Korean staff,
But the limit of the Korean staff, I realized in 17 years I'm in Korea, is that you always have to follow them up. Otherwise, they keep their own way. And of course,
mean the local chef?
Yeah, the local chef, of course, because they think I'm in Korea. I want to
Make
work
my
my
way.
way. I want to work my way because I'm in Korea. But here I really, for me, my purpose was really found, create a kind of Italian island in Korea.
Yeah, I see your restaurant and your staff and your old belief on food, Italian food. What is your philosophy on food? Can you tell me?
My philosophy on food is when I create something, have to be more and more natural. I respect the food. I respect my ingredients. This is the most important thing that every chef should do. So respect means first try to, even when you get a potato, try to trash less than possible. Try to use everything, even the peel, even the skin of the potato. If you want, you can use it. So this is my philosophy, and this is a kind of respect you give to the food, to the ingredient that you are going to eat. This is very important. It's not the only one thing I say, because this is not. If you think about it, even the Korean monks belong when they are talking about the food. They are talking the same way. They have the deep respect on what they eat.
It is, yeah, that's right.
So
They
it's
do,
not just me. It's a real philosophy. Yes.
It's around the country.
So-
Yeah. And I got informed that you study about nutrition too.
Yes, I study. Of course, it's very important to understand how the structure of the food. So when we are talking about vitamin or protein or the basic fat, which are the benefits of olive oil, these kind of things are very important to understand. Even for me, I realize became very, very important. Even when I decide to make a menu, because also making a menu, you have to use your brain. You cannot just put. You have to create a balance between the dishes that you make when you're making a menu. Balance is very important. You cannot put, for example, if in a menu you put 5 dishes, you cannot put 5 dishes with all protein or all carbs. You have to create a balance between the dishes in order to give the sensation to the customer is eating, that when he finish eating, he has to feel very light. He has to feel full, but light, not heavy.
Some food makes me so full, and
Yes.
some food is not.
Because it's not balanced. That's the main problem.
Okay.
One
So-
important thing I want to say.
Yes.
Always when you cooking, cook with the music.
Why is that?
Because music is important. Gives you this tension. And gives you, to me, gives me really something that I can create, it gives me the tranquility.
I see. So
Any
food
kind
and
of music, the music you like.
Okay.
But music for me is very important. Put together with
So sometimes the music inspire you
Definitely.
create something different.
Yes.
Right, I will try tonight.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and definitely, as soon as I finish this pandemic, definitely I love to enjoy your cuisine.
Thank you so much.
Yes.